All right, guys, welcome back to the Nerf Surf and Turf game. This is from a distance. We're doing this not revealing armies, just kind of talking about the shape of the map. It's going to be a pretty quick one today because a lot of the geography has stabilized. So let's just take a look. We can see the New World has remained pretty much the same as it has been for a while, with the exception of a couple new territories taken over here. We do notice that it looks like the grab of West Libya is complete over here. We have one more territory of West Libya, and I talked to Benaya, and I don't even think he's yeah, that's Italy. I don't even think he's checking this game anymore. He knows it's GG. So we have Italy having captured several territories down here. We have Spain having captured several territories. We have one from France has captured. And then maybe the big surprise over here is cheeky Morocco coming down and capturing, I want to say 4 territories down here from that Western Libya, from Benaya, basically. So quite the land grab there. Like, it looks like he's almost doubled his land mass. Let's not forget the territory over here. And let's not forget the tiny half of an island that Morocco also has over here, that I believe he traded a mainland territory over here with Caucasus, basically to stay alive. That was a smart thing to do, but he has a presence over here. And then finally, let's not forget this portion of Spain. So Morocco is still remaining kind of a globe-trotter type of individual here in this map. Very interesting stuff from Morocco. Again, scrappy player. We also see that Oli has taken over one of these territories over here. And I think maybe the biggest story, though, is that the Center East has done really well, taking over all of East Libya, part of West Libya, and now marching into Egypt. So Egypt is the last holdout from these 3 down here, because it should be said, because Egypt was the one who held all of his troops back in defense of his homeland. And while the other players were conquering and doing stuff, he pretty much just stayed home with his troops. Went back and forth a little bit with Arabia here in terms of spies and newspaper articles, but other than that, not very active in terms of actually campaigning. But that does mean that he has the largest troop stacks to defend. But again, once your partners are gone, it's over. So you can see Caucasus has already taken this double coal, I believe, here, and then there's a double wheat that Romania has taken up here. So it's just a slow matter of a pincher maneuver here. One thing I will say is there are still troops down here from Egypt. There are still troops in this region over here who are going to hold out until the bitter end. So he's got troops. It's going to cost the Center East some troops to take it, right? He's got guys in forts, but it is rather inevitable. One thing we also see is that we can see an attack over here. We can see now that a lot of these player characters are attacking the AIs. They're taking over territory from the AI. So it does look like Hemland, I believe, is going to go ahead and consolidate his empire and take over all the rest of this here, all of this AI territory here. The same thing is happening up here in Russia. You can see a little arc. And I don't think I'm giving away anything, because after a while, you're going to look at the map and see that it's all part of Russia. And there's nobody around who can do anything about it, for that matter. So that's about it, guys. It really is. I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot. Oh, yeah, it is worth mentioning that all of Great Britain is now Sweden, except for the southern tip, which belongs to France. So it looks to me like everything has more or less stabilized, and a lot of players are starting to kind of take out the AI. That's something Caucasus did over here and took out this AI earlier. That's something we're seeing happening in center Eastern Europe there in Austria-Hungary land, and something we're seeing happening up here. I suspect that Russia will take all 5 of these AI territories up here. So it's maybe a time of rest, a time to let your morale recover a little bit, a time to build up that infrastructure of economy. And it has to be said, there are 4 mega coalitions right now. There are 2 that clearly are dominating. We've got the North, and we've got the Center East. And they're dominating because with 3 players, they own a lot of territory. Now, having said that, if we consider all 5 of these with Sweet and Oli, along with these 3, then they are on equal footing. The only problem with that is that you have the extra 2. So, we have in this game, there will be a first, second, and third place that will naturally be awarded, right? At the end of this game, there's just going to be gold marks awarded according to the way the way 1914 works. So keep that in mind. But in terms of our game, I've been very clear. If you want a medal, if you want a gold, silver, and bronze medal, you've got to go to the end with a team of 3. Now, what does that mean for Sweet and Oli? Not much, because if they're somehow able to make it so that they can, a coalition can win first place and then they can win second and or third, they still get the gold marks from the game, and they still get the recognition of a game won, a winning game for their record. But remember, this was a team game from the very beginning. So, we'll see what that means long term. But I would say it does occur to me that if there are 4 coalitions and 3 first, second, and third place slots available, then one of these coalitions has to die. And we'll see which one it is. And, are we going to see coalitions team up against others? Maybe. I don't know. We've seen that in the past. There's a lot of game left here still. A lot of players still actively engaged in this game. And a lot of players who have a great chance of potentially winning this, or at least coming in for a second or third. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Not a whole heck of a lot else to say. Big expansion, in my opinion. Sweden taking over basically all of Britain, except for Ireland and Scotland and a little part down here. Basically, Russia taking over the AI up here, as well as southern Russia, pretty huge. And then Hemlin with a big grab down in sort of Egypt territory down here. Big stuff, as well as, of course, Caucasus coming down. There's just a lot of expansion, kind of quiet expansion happening. Hemlin taking over in the middle here. And, of course, the west center over here taking over basically pretty much all of Benaya, all of West Libya here. So very interesting positioning going on. We will see what happens moving forward. We've got a lot of power on the map right now, a lot of armies, a lot of boats. Bombers are showing up now. We're starting to see stacks of 3 and 4 bombers. So that's going to continue to get more and more nuts as time goes on, as that last, almost strongest player finally comes into his own there, that Nerf player, going to start to flex muscles on the map with those bombers. So we'll see what happens with that as well. So there's kind of cool stuff coming. So I hope you all hang in there with us the rest of this game. It's still going strong. I can't believe it. We're on day 22, 3 weeks in, and it's still going strong. So I'm loving it. All right, guys, thanks for checking in. I'll see you all next time. Adios, amigos.